Thank you very much, Professor Garway, for your illustration of the depth of research within the Chinese scientific community in New Zealand and the potential areas for collaboration that lie ahead. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Kirk Hope, who is CEO of Business New Zealand, which is New Zealand's leading business advocacy group. Mr. Hope and his Wellington-based team work with companies, organisations, politicians, decision makers right across the country. Before joining Business New Zealand, Kirk was CEO of the Bankers Association and has had a long and varied career prior to that. Welcome, Kirk.
Thank you, Fran. I'll just try and get this to work. Probably don't need it. Kia ora tātou, ni hao. Thank you very much for having me here today to talk about the Oceania Silk Road Network and its outlook. I just want to acknowledge William and his work with the network. Fantastic conference that you've arranged, and it's a real delight to be here speaking. I think it's the network by which the practical aims of the One Belt, One Road initiative can be realised in our part of the world. Both the Belt and Road Initiative and the Oceania Silk Road Network are examples of thinking big. Belt and Road is probably the foremost example of regional integration in the world today, with the potential to unleash trillions in investment and to link together 60 or more nations. The Oceania Silk Road Network contains the most far-flung, geographically remote places on Earth, with huge potential to increase investment, growth and development. The integration promised by these two initiatives is quite historic. Why is integration important? Because we now live in a hyper-connected world. Globalisation and the global economy make it imperative for every nation to engage with and connect with each other. It's also imperative for businesses to engage and connect in order to take advantage of the opportunities now afforded by this connected world. And I think you'll find, and we already know, that New Zealand businesses and Chinese businesses are extremely keen to engage and connect and have been doing so. New Zealand's very supportive of trade integration. We've always been strong supporters of regional trade agreements, and the free trade agreement between China and New Zealand is something we value highly. So trade is a very important reason that New Zealand is welcoming of One Belt, One Road and the Oceania Silk Road Network. Not only because trading opportunities between New Zealand and China could grow substantially, but because of the opportunity of increasing trade with all the other countries integrated within One Belt and One Road. More generally, the benefits include better regional connectivity, more integration of markets, more efficient allocation of resources, help for the development of less developed countries, and improved chances for international cooperation and security through the strategic alliance approach. I should point out that this integration is already strongly underway. New Zealand is already on the path to better integration with the Chinese market. China has been our largest trading partner, as many of you will know, since 2013. Our bilateral trade is now well over 20 billion annually, and we're on track for our shared goal of 30 billion annually by 2020. We've had direct trading between the New Zealand dollar and the renminbi since 2014, lowering exchange costs, reducing currency exposure risks, enabling faster cross-border clearance. And we now have a number of Chinese banks operating here, as Sir Bob pointed out, helping keep our banks on their toes. The China Construction Bank, the Bank of China and the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Having these banks operating in New Zealand is helpful for New Zealand businesses that are exploring new opportunities in China and building larger networks of potential Chinese customers and suppliers. Infrastructure is another important factor. The focus of One Belt, One Road and the Oceania Silk Road Network on infrastructure is very timely. Infrastructure development is a key need in many countries, New Zealand included. As we know, infrastructure development plays a big role in economic development. It has been a major factor in China's growth story over recent years. Supporting the development of physical infrastructure is an effective way of integrating many countries within One Belt, One Road and the Oceania Silk Road network. New Zealand is a member and strong supporter of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. We see it as a key institution in unlocking the potential of growth in this region. Maybe even more important than physical infrastructure is the focus on soft infrastructure, services and institutions, financial, education or legal systems. I'm amazed by the range of initiatives that are underway to enhance cooperation between the countries involved in One Belt, One Road. Cooperation among think tanks, universities, law schools, taxation institutions, training to help countries with tax, to help avoid double taxation and to increase transparency. We're seeing the beginning of this kind of engagement and cooperation now, and this kind of cooperation between nations has the potential to be a major force for international understanding. These are some of the reasons why business in New Zealand supports One Belt, One Road and the Oceania Silk Road network. Thank you.